So at this point of time, I want to actually delete everything that's in my level besides the ground, the lighting, and the player start. So I have the lighting, I have the ground, traps, and I'll select all these things and delete those. And I'm even going to delete the floor. Only thing I want is the lighting and the player start. I'll save this. We're going to be using a different mode in Unreal called the landscape tool. I'm going to switch to landscape mode. And here we have the ability to manage our landscape, our ground. We can make the map as big as we want to here. We can set the location, change the material. We can do a bunch of stuff. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and select the material, and I'm going to select grass, ground grass. And then the scale by default is 100 by 100 by 100. I'm going to reduce this down to 50 by 50 by 50. Just to make it a little more manageable, and then click on create. This created a big, giant grass ground. Great. We could have done that with what we had already. Well, first off, I'm going to go to my selection tool, my selection mode, grab my player start, zoom to it, and I'm going to raise this up so I can actually, so it's above the ground. Press play and see that I have a player ball and it's on ground, it's on grass. But what's the point of this tool? If we go back to landscaping mode, we get access to this sculpt panel here, where we have these different sculpting tools. With the default settings for sculpt, I can take this and I gotta zoom out, and I'm gonna make this screen as big as I can make it. Because what I can do here is I can paint in the world. I'm just holding that left mouse button just for a little bit. I'm creating these giant hills. Or press play, I now have these giant hills in my scene. They're there. But maybe I don't want hills. How do I dig down instead? Using the same settings, I'm going to hold down Shift on the keyboard and paint, and this now will push things down. So now I have these ramps, I have these holes, just canyons, caverns, whatever you want to call it, where now the physics of the game kind of takes control. Oh, that's too deep. And I have a dynamic level. Now, as it stands, this is not that great. These things are way too powerful at the moment by default. So I'm going to go ahead and press Control Z to undo. I can actually undo all of that. And if you wanted to, you could actually take your landscape and you can resize it, make it bigger, and do other things. I'm going to leave mine fairly small for what I'm doing here. There are settings here for tool strength. So that's how much of an effect what you're doing has. I can reduce that. So now it's not as extreme as it works. Now, as I'm working, I realize that my settings here make it a little hard to see. So I'm going to switch back to my selection tool, select the ground. I'm going to change my material to something darker. So it'll be a little bit easier for you to see what we're doing. I'm going to select just wood oak. You can pick what you want to though. And I'm going to show you guys how to customize your materials so that way you can paint different kinds of materials if you wanted to. That was not just one material the whole time. So reduce this, lower the tool strength. I can then take the brush size and make this smaller. So now it's a lot less extreme. I can paint it and draw what I want to. A little more care. And I can create divots and things like that. I can change the brush type and size and shape, which will change how it works. Like that creates this weird square pattern, or for texture, this little star shapes. But I'm gonna leave that as default. I also have erase. What does erase do? Well, if I do that, it's going to undo anything I just did. So I can flatten out these changes. It erases those brush strokes. And again, I can change the tool strength and size. Then there's I'm gonna go ahead and add some more stuff up here. Then we have the smooth tool. So smoothing will kind of just make things a little less extreme. And it'll get rid of some artifacts you get from sharp edges. Then you have flatten, which will let you, well, kind of what you think. It'll take whatever you have there and put it over, and it'll flatten it out. And you can take the smooth brush afterwards and kind of smooth it a little bit to make it a little less extreme. Then we have ramp. So what ramp does, it lets us draw a ramp. So I clicked once, and I'm going to click one more time, somewhere a little further away. And then I can change the width of the ramp. And if I raise up the side, add the ramp where I want it to be, or maybe it's too high, maybe it's too far away, so I can move it back if I wanted to. So I can position it where I want that ramp to be. And then once I click add ramp, it will add a ramp shape for me. There we go. And this created some really sharp, weird edges here, so I'm going to go ahead and smoothen out these edges. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size of this brush, change the falloff shape, and that way I can smooth out what's back here without getting rid of that ramp. I still want that to be there. Because now I can go and find that ramp, and I have a ramp. I can make one on this side, then one on the other side that I have to be able to jump over. And I can put a pit in the middle there, or make it something you have to jump over, things like that. Now, what I think really could be cool is you pay attention to where you want your player to start, right? My player starts in the middle, but maybe you want to move that over. If I go to the sculpt tool and I change the brush fall off to this one right here, spherical fallout, smooth at the center and sharp at the edge. I'm gonna make this kind of big, not super big, but kind of big. I'm gonna increase the strength just a little bit. And then I'm gonna hold down Shift as I do this. And it might be helpful to go from kind of higher up. Make it smaller. So what I wanna do is I wanna create like a ramp. I'm gonna hold on Shift as I do this. This will create a kind of pathway. Increase the strength a little bit. Where I'm making kind of a divot in the ground for where I have to follow. And I can make this a lot deeper. Probably should, for the sake of what I'm trying to show you and do. But you create kind of a pathway, and you can lead your player to where you want them to go. Or maybe you put a bunch of items down in that pathway for the player to get. Other things you can do is, if I take that same brush tool, I'm gonna make it a lot stronger, make it a lot bigger. Like a lot bigger. I'm gonna make this half of the map, I'm gonna elevate the whole thing. player start, or switch my selection mode, grab the player start, select that. And I'm going to bring that way up to the top of this little mountain. And again, you do what you want to do with this. I'm just demonstrating something you could do. Then go back to my landscape tool, reduce the size of this, and then make a pathway down this hill. There, and then take the smooth tool, smooth this out. You get the idea. I'm gonna press play, and now I have a ramp, a pathway that I can send my player down, where if they crawl up a certain way through like a zigzag pattern up the mountain, they can get up there, and that's how they get the last item. And keep in mind as you're doing this that your player doesn't have a speed boost. They have to be able to get up there or wherever you want them to go, right? So there has to be some sort of pathway to get there. That pathway could just simply be take a running jump, like go as fast as you possibly can, or maybe you want your player to have to go to one side of the map to find something, and you can place some items, some collectibles along the way, kind of really entice and force them to get there. This is not good design. This would not really be a good way of handling it as I have it right now. So I would have to add in some areas that are less steep to give the player a chance, or maybe they have to go to the back of it, and then there it's pretty, not super steep, it's pretty, elevated. Maybe there's a swirling pattern going up where if you go around the outside of it, it slowly gets steeper and steeper and steeper, but you eventually mount it. You get the idea. And now I've started my game. I can take my items, like my pickup items, and I can place them in my map that my player now has to try and get to. So now I have these items that my player has to try and grab, and so you can give a challenge to your player. There we go. So I just wanted to show you the tool that you have available to you. And you see like these striations, like these are brushstroke lines. Those look super weird. You can smooth those out. Make the brush pretty big. You can do that pretty easily. So take some time, play around with this, mess around with this a little bit. If you're worried about what if I ruin my level or whatever, don't, because you can always make a new one pretty easily. Let's say you have a version of your level that you like and you don't want to lose it, but you want to play around with, experiment with other things. All you have to do is go to File, Save All, then go to File, Save Current Level As, and then you can make a copy of your level. That way you have two levels. You have your original one and then your copy in your maps folder. So you can switch between them so you can really experiment with one without having to worry about, well, I really like what I had there. You can switch back to it pretty easily. All right, so now we're going to end the video here. In the next video, we're going to learn about how to actually change the material and get, paint in the world on the map. That's it for this one. Thanks.